Hi guys, welcome to Everything EMS. This is the introductory video in a series of what I hope will be a lot of videos. Basically, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about myself, a little bit of information about what Everything EMS is going to be. This channel is basically dedicated to all of the people who are new in EMS, who are going through school, who are trying to learn about it, anybody who's also kind of been in EMS for a while, maybe wants to get a little bit more current on some of the current things that are happening, anybody feeling like they just want to know more. So this is kind of the know more story. I am not an instructor of any kind. I will tell you the things that I know and the things that our protocols say, but you know, it's always the burden is going to be on you to kind of go from there with it. A lot of this is kind of where I'm from, how I got into EMS. So I started out wanting to go to med school. I got a honors full ride scholarship to the University of Minnesota. Turned that down. It was kind of sad, but basically I decided I didn't want to be a doctor anymore and thought about going to nursing school, started nursing classes, you know, did all that. Realized that I just couldn't be inside all day. I love nurses. Nurses have a great place in hospitals. They do wonderful work. We are not, as paramedics, we are not better than nurses. Nurses are not better than us. They're apples to oranges, guys, and I'm never going to debate what's better because I just don't think that we're not comparable enough professions. Yes, we do the same thing. No, we're not comparable enough to matter. So we'll just kind of put that there. But I started nursing school, decided I don't think I could be in a room, hospital all day. You go to work and it's dark, you come back home and it's still dark. You kind of lose your whole day, and I just really didn't think it was something that was going to be for me. So my mom told me that I went to a presentation one time and I really liked the EMTs, and I, wanted to go into the Air Force first, so it was kind of a hardcore career. So my mom said, it's a semester long, take the class, see what you think. Took the class, messed around the entire year, didn't pay attention at all. Pretty much was like, this is not what I'm interested in. This is too laid back. This isn't hardcore enough. Went to my first clinical, stood around at a hospital for 8 hours, did some stuff, thought it was cool, thought it was fun to talk to patients. I was kind of like, but I'm not going to do this for real. Then, and of course, nobody in EMS starts out in EMS, ever. So anyway, went through the whole class, got to my last clinical, my fire clinical, and went on a call that just kind of changed the way I looked at EMS, changed the way I looked at everything. It wasn't a bad call. It was literally a respiratory distress with just an elderly patient, but there were a lot of things about that call that made me rethink and made me kind of realize that this was a profession I could really make a difference in, and this is a profession that I needed to be in, and I kind of found my calling that day. So after that day, I went home, realized that I hadn't been paying attention the entire year. I was happy that I'm a good test taker because that's the only reason why I passed. Buckled down, spent 5 hours sitting on a couch with the man that's now my fiance, studying for the EMT National Practical, passed the National Practical, and then told my mom that I was going to go to paramedic school and immediately enroll in paramedic school. So that's kind of how I got to where I am. This is a little bit about kind of what we're leading up to. There's so much stuff in EMS that we can talk about, that we could talk all day and just never get to the bottom of. There's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of strong-willed people, and there's a lot of arguments in gray area. This is not a black and white profession. This will never be a black and white profession. There will always be gray area, and I'm a type A person, and if I can handle it, you can handle it. So here goes.
I know how to say